turkey now. Oh, we've got an array of names coming out today, haven't we? Now this one is the turkey. Obviously we don't want you to start going around bobbing your head and all that, but it's about the positioning of the fans and where they end up and how they look when you're sort of moving them around, which is what creates the turkey look. Okay. Now people do get this one muddled up with the fairy. The fairy is sort of one of our more challenging ones that people have a little bit of difficulty manoeuvring and getting into the correct position. So that one's going to come after, because it will be easier for you to master this one first and then move on to the fairy after. And it is, like I say, the difference between them is the positioning of the feathers, a bit like with the peacock, yeah? So let me just quickly recap that there so you can see what I'm talking about. With the peacock, both fans are, laid on top of each other, and it's a single fan look, and the fan is directly behind the body, either high, slightly above the head, or lower, yeah, so it's lower down in the body. Okay, so that's your peacock there. So moving on to the turkey, what we're looking to do is create a similar look, but the fans are going to be, I'm just going to do it from this angle, they're going to be more spread, and they're going to be around the body as two individual fans, yeah? So they're not going to be behind the body in a single fan like that, yeah? They're going to be behind the body as two individual fans, which will create that kind of turkey tail look. Okay, right, let's crack on, shall we? So with the peacock, you had the option to join the hands together or grab the two fans together to create your movement and your position. With this, you must keep the hands separate, all right? Now what you're doing is you're turning the fans and you're bringing them behind the body. But what you need to do is get them high up to the head and then open your hands. Now obviously the trick here is to try and get them balanced without sort of being able to see in the mirror where your fans are. So if you're not standing still and creating a bit of a pose, then it shouldn't matter too much because you're going to be creating some movement, with your performance or your routine anyway, okay? But what you're looking to do is get these behind the body, higher up to the head, so as in holding them up close towards the head direction rather than letting them rest on the lower spine, and then separate them nice and wide so you've got that kind of fanned look behind the body, okay? And that there is your turkey. So let me show you that again, and then I'm also going to change myself in different directions so you can see where I'm at, where my hands are at, and how I'm getting into that position, all right? So, opening my fans, all right, hold is normal, as per the usual hold. And then twisting them upside down. I'm twisting my own arms behind myself, and then I'm bringing my hands behind my back. I'm then lifting my hands as high up my back as I possibly can, and I'm placing the fans, and I can feel them on the back of my head here, okay? From this position, when I'm ready, I then open and flick the fans open, okay? And that there is your turkey. Let me do that again, and let me turn it side and then away from you so you can see the positionings again. So, fans are open, twisting them upside down, flicking my hands up behind me, and I'm pulling the fans right up towards my head, okay? Using my fingers, my thumbs are holding the tops of the fans, using my fingers and then pushing the fan open. Yeah? I'm going to do that again, and I'm going to turn away from you so you can see that again. So, my fans open, I'm going to turn them upside down and take my hands behind my back. I'm then going to clasp my hands high up my back and push the fans up in the direction of my head, okay? I'm then going to use my fingertips, and I'm simply going to push my feathers open so that now I've got my turkey look. All right? So that there, guys, is your turkey. Now I would say try and master that first before you move on to the fairy, because the fairy is a little bit more of a challenging position for the hands and keeping it in the correct place, okay? So there you have it. That's your turkey, and it's sort of like a lead on from the peacock. And then your next one up from there will be your fairy. So, I'll see you for the next one.